Okay, great. This shape, what is it called? Well, it's a circle. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. Circles. So we need to remember from last year or from some time before the different parts of the circle. So look at the circle, right? And there's this dot in there. That's what we call the center of the circle. And we usually use the letter O to represent the center of the circle. Now, I'm going to draw a line right from the point O to touch the circumference. And the circumference is the distance around the entire circle. So from the center of the circle to the touch of one point on the circumference of the circle, that line is called the radius, which we put R, right? Radius. Good. Now, if I'm supposed to measure this radius, let me measure it and see how much I get. Starting right there and in right there, that's 3 centimeters. So my radius is equal to 3 centimeters. So I'm going to say radius equal to 3 centimeters. Now if I extend this radius, starting from the center, going to touch the other end of the circumference of the circle, I'm going to get a straight line that divides the circle in two. So from O to this other part of the circle is another radius. And anybody wants to guess how much it measures? No need to guess. Let's measure it. There we go. So you see for yourself, it's actually 3 centimeters. The exact 3 centimeters here. So the two radius together that form a straight line that divides the circle in a half is called the diameter. And notice that diameter passes right through the center of the circle. Now think about it. How long do you think the diameter is? Well, if this part is 3 centimeters and this part is 3 centimeters, then if I put 3 centimeters and 3 centimeters together, I will end up with 6 centimeters. So we say that the diameter is 2 times the radius, or the radius is a half of the diameter. Let me write that down. So the diameter is equal to 2 times the radius, or the radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So if I had a diameter which is equal to 6 centimeters, to calculate the radius, I will have to divide my diameter divided by 2. So my diameter would be 6 centimeters in this case, and I'm dividing 6 by 2, and 2 into 2 goes 1 time, 2 into 6 goes 3 times, so my radius for this circle would have been 3 centimeters. Now this is our circle, and we had identified that the radius is 3 centimeters and the diameter is 6 centimeters. Now there's a special ratio that is called pi. There we go. And pi is the number of times that the diameter can go around the entire circle. So this diameter of 6 centimeters can go around the circle pi times. And in any circle, the amount of times the diameter can go around the circle is, we usually use this fraction 22/7 or 3.142. So we said that pi was the amount of time that the diameter can actually stretch around the entire circle. So it's saying that the diameter of 6 centimeters can actually go around this circle 3.142 2 times. So if I wanted to find out the distance around the circle, the perimeter of the circle, but because we're dealing with circle, we don't really say perimeter of circle, we say the circumference. So to calculate the distance around the circle, we usually say pi d, and that's equal to c, or circumference. So to calculate the circumference of this circle with a diameter of 6 centimeters, all I would have to do is say circumference is equal to pi, which is 22, divided by 7, times my diameter, which is 6 centimeters. So let me draw from my calculator now and put it in. So 22 divided by 7 gives me that 3.1428571,429, and I'm going to multiply that by the 6. I'm going to get 18.86. Let me just write it out. So the circumference is 18.86 centimeters. And because it's a distance around the circle, it's measured in just units, like centimeter, kilometer, meter. Great. There we go. But suppose we don't have the diameter. Would we be at fault? Would we be stuck? Well, remember the relationship between the radius and the diameter. So remember, the diameter is 2 times the radius, or the radius is half the diameter. So if it is that we were given the diameter, or the radius rather, remember, c is equal to pi d. We know that d is 2 times the radius. So we can rewrite our formula to be pi 2r, which is the same thing as c is equal to pi. So circumference is equal to pi times 2 times r. And for ease, we simply say 2 pi r. Just like that. So we know that pi is 22 divided by 7. And just following this formula, 2 times 22 divided by 7 times my radius. Now, remember that our diameter was 6. So if I divide 6 by 2, I'm going to get 3. So my radius will be 3 centimeters now. So all I would have to do is to multiply everything. And if you notice, 2 times r3 will give us the 6. But this is just if it is that we were given the radius. So you can calculate it using the radius, and you can calculate it using the diameter. Now I'm going to put it in my calculator. Alright? 2 times 22 times 3, great, is equal to 132. So I'm going to put my 132, and remember, it's centimeters. Also remember, follow your formula and divide by 7. So 132 divided by 7 will give me 18.857. So I'm going to have 18.857. If I'm rounding it to 2 decimal places, what I would do is to look for the decimal point and find the second digit behind it. 1, 2. I will establish a line right there and look at this number that comes after it. I will have to determine if this number is 5 or more, and if it is 5 or more, I would add 1 to the digit directly in front. So 5 plus 1 will give me 6. And then I'm just keeping 8.81. And remember, we're dealing with centimeters. So when I'm finished, my circumference, or the distance around the circle using the radius, is 18.86 centimeters. And using this diameter, it is still 18.86 centimeters. So we can use both information to calculate the circumference of the circle. If we're given the diameter, we can simply multiply the diameter by pi and get our answer. But if we're given the radius, we can simply multiply our radius by 2 times the radius, and we're still multiplying it by pi, which is 22/7. We will get the same exact answer.